Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Monday night VATSIM event stream. I'm DJ Sean. If you haven't seen me before, hi and welcome to the stream. I am a charity streamer, which means I do this to raise money and awareness for charities throughout the year. This month we are closing in on the end of the month with just 10 days to go, raising money for Red Cross Australia, which is a fantastic Australian organisation that helps communities that have been impacted by natural disasters and the likes, as well as many other government sponsored and assisted campaigns such as blood drives and many things like that. Hey Daz, welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope the TBM is treating you very nicely. We're not in the TBM tonight though. So for tonight we are flying a couple of sectors. So we're going to be we're basically starting in the south and operating up to the north. So we're going to be operating Hobart to Melbourne, which is a short flight which we'll go through in just a minute, and then from Melbourne we then jump on the VATSIM event, of course, which is Milk Run Mondays, and operate Melbourne through to Sydney. The Melbourne to Sydney leg, we pick up a couple of strays. We pick up Barbs, who is one of my followers and a big contributor to my channel. He is teaching another guy called Leroy, who flies with us in DCS. He's teaching him the 7.3 as Leroy, I think, does his first VATSIM flight in the 737 tonight from Melbourne through to Sydney, which is going to be pretty exciting. And Leroy, we wish you the best of luck. With Barb's looking out for you there, you'll have no problems, I'm sure. Okay, so I do need to make sure that I get somewhat close to getting going rather soon. I need to get to Melbourne so I don't miss those guys. So we are sitting here on the flight deck of the 737-800 series here. We're down here in lovely Hobart, as you can see. We've got the competition just down there, those dodgy people that Daz likes. So we are sitting here on bay number 1 here in lovely Hobart. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a look at the flight plan. For those of you who know how these go, what we do is we review the flight plan, configure the aircraft, do a departure briefing, and then get airborne. And somewhere in between there, we make sure that if we need to talk to ATC, we will. And there is some centre online at the moment, so we might have a bit of a chin wag with those guys a little bit later on. Okay, so let's dive straight into it. We are operating velocity 1323 tonight. It's Melbourne to Hobart on the 22nd of October. The plan spat out a trip time of just over an hour and 5 minutes, requiring 3.1 tonnes, or just over 3.1 tonnes. We're all friends here. We have got some contingency fuel there, some destination weather fuel. I'm also carrying 30 minutes of fixed reserve, which is what I do. Sorry, there's my 30 minutes of fuel actually just there. For world flight, not for world flight, sorry, I'm ahead of myself. For VATSIM being online, I like to carry at least 30 minutes up my sleeve should we need to enter a hold or something like that. We've got our fixed reserve there of 30 minutes, so all up we require about 5.8 tonnes. If we look at it, the actual plan only requires about 5.66 tonnes, but with our taxi there, we're looking at something on the ramp of about 5.8 tonnes, just over that. And if you look at just next to my head here, you'll see that we've got 5.9 tonnes on board the aircraft. Whoops. So looking at the zero fuel weight here, we are quite heavy tonight, 60.4 on that. With our fuel minus our tax, it gives us a takeoff weight of 66 tonnes. So we are under our max landing weight, so we'll remember that for our departure brief a little bit later on. Minus our fuel, we should be landing there with about 62.9 tonnes, almost 63 tonnes in Melbourne. Okay, so moving down here, we'll forget the schedule for our flight. I've adjusted, like I do most Monday nights for the stream, I've adjusted us a few hours backwards just to allow us a little bit more daylight through the stream, and you guys can see the beautiful ortho scenery that we've got for this region. P-Bask, hi and welcome to the stream, my friend. Okay, so moving on down here to our cruise level. So a shear rate, we know of anything greater than 6 means that we're going to have a few bumps, overspeed or underspeed events during the cruise segment of the flight. The shear rate for our flight today is only 4, so we're going to have a relatively smooth flight up at flight level 380. I can tell you this is a rather short flight, so we're not going to be at 380 for long, so we need to make sure that we are well ahead of the aircraft as we're flying today. The wind up there is 315 degrees at 64 knots. I think I might join you from Melbourne to Sydney. Yeah, buddy, the more the merrier. You're absolutely welcome to. That's really cool. We're going to have quite a contingent flying. I think I've got another two. I've got Barbs and Leroy also joining me for that sector as well, so it should be a lot of fun. So we're not worried, we're not carrying an alternate. The weather in Melbourne's pretty good, and we'll get to that in just a second. Don't need to worry about the contingency summary. This is the business end of the flight plan. I'm going to skip this for now, but come back to it when we start configuring up the FMC. This page here is the actual flight plan. So this has got every waypoint, including our top of climb and our top of descent points on it. It's also got a whole bunch of times between each waypoint and time remaining on the plan and elapsed time and all that sort of stuff, as well as the fuel that we should expect over the top of every waypoint. You'll see me refer to this a couple of times during the flight, just to make sure that the aircraft is tracking to our fuel just here. Hey Barbs, no music at the moment, buddy, no music at the moment. I'm not used to flying to Australian comms though. That's alright, buddy. VATSIM's a fairly relaxed kind of network, you should have no problems. So what? Okay, so rather light on the weather here compared to last week. Oh, hello from the UK, welcome. For those of you who know me or have watched my previous Milk Run Monday night stream, I think it was, or it was a stream last week, this was a full A4 page of weather details. We were quite socked in. That whole eastern seaboard was quite wet, so it's a very different story for this flight. Okay, so we are operating at a Hobart. So this observation was taken at 0630, so a little while ago now. The wind was 010 at 14 knots, cav OK with a temperature of 21 degrees, dew point of 6 and QNH of 1005. I took the liberty of setting the QNH in the aircraft, or our altimeter on the aircraft before the stream started. Looking a little bit later on, we're going to see that wind swing around, still a northerly and cav OK. Looking much later on, that wind's still going to look good with a couple of showers passing through and a couple of broken clouds at 4,000. Continuing to look into the future here, we're going to have the wind pick up and become quite gusty, still to maintain good visibility. That cloud is getting a little bit higher and still a couple of passing showers. Looking at our destination now, this observation was taken at the same time as Hobart. The wind is 010 at 18 knots, so probably runway 34 for our arrival into Melbourne. Cav OK, temperature 27, that's quite nice down there at the moment. Dew point at 2, QNH 1009 from 0700 Zulu, so that's now. That wind is going to be 360 at 14. Good, Cav OK, ceiling and visibility is okay. And from 0630 we can expect moderate turbulence below 5,000 feet. Tower's up. Tower is up. Okay, copy that. What do we got here? So looking much later on, again the wind is going to pick up a little bit later on, or from here we're going to expect some gusty winds. Still the good cav OK. Still good cav OK. Wow, my English is fantastic. That is much later on, so we're going to miss that. That is later on, we're going to miss that. That tempo is later, we're going to miss that. Well, the cloud's coming right down there. Visibility coming down. And then inter, we're going to miss that as well. So the weather in Melbourne's rather good. I do apologise as always for this chart being sideways. You can see here that we start here on the right hand side, battle a bit of a headwind the whole way to Melbourne. The yellow line's a direct route between Hobart and Melbourne, and the red line there is our actual flight plan. Okay, so that is the flight plan review. We'll come back to that in just a little bit now. So what we'll do is go ahead and start getting the aircraft ready for our flight. So I'll just go ahead and do a couple of checks here. Check you. I've already done a full suite of checks through the other components of the aircraft. Alrighty, let's go ahead now and grab the checklist. Okay, so the pre-flight checklist is the oxygen's been tested 100% my side. I tested 100% your side. The navigation transfer and display switches, that's these guys, they're all normal and auto. 5:30 PM Queensland, 6:30 PM time New South Wales. Yes, Vax? Are you saying in regards to my stream schedule? I have come on a little bit earlier because of some changes I've had to do. The window heat, that's these four switches along the back here. They're all on and we've got green there. The pressurization mode selector, that's this guy down here. He's on auto, so we'll go ahead now while we're here and set our landing altitude of 450 and set our cruise of 380. 380 set. What do we got here? We've got headings. So we've got heading 230 on my side, 230 on your side, and QNH we've got 1005 here, 1005 on the standby, and 1005 on your side just there. The parking brake is set just here, and the engine start levers are cut off. That's the pre-flight checklist done. Alrighty, we have got Tower online here, so we'll go ahead and have a quick chat to them and get some airways. 1181. Need to get my trusty pen out. See if I'll get an ATIS for you. Okay, Barbs, no worries. We might continue on with while we wait. What do we got here? While we do wait for Barbs, I will show you the route. For those of you who aren't clear on where we're actually going, if I bring the charts up here, you can see that if I zoom out there, here's lovely Australia. When it wants to, oh, that's maybe I zoomed out a little bit too far. You can see here's Australia and New Zealand. And you can see here that starting down right down the south of Australia here, not in South Australia, but in Tasmania and Hobart, and flying across into Melbourne. Our next sector will take us up to this guy just up here, so we'll be operating from Melbourne through to Sydney just there. So not too bad for the flight. Should be a good little flight into Melbourne, and I'm cheekily hoping that I get the arrival that I want, which is basically it's a visual approach. We fly over the top of Essendon, and then we gauge visually when we do our right-hand turn, and we do a visual base turn onto final, and all done visually, which is really cool. With some gusty weather in Melbourne, that turn is made all that much harder, so looking forward to that. Okay, so that's the visual route there. We probably should get a hold of Tower now, because we do need to get underway to be able to make that schedule there. Hobart Tower, good afternoon, velocity 1323 for Melbourne, request clearance.
Velocity 1323, Hobart Tower, can you clear to Melbourne via Canley, planned route. Canley 2, departure runway 30. Maintain 8,000, squawk 3154, departures with me 118.41.
Copy, clear to Melbourne via Canley, planned route, Canley 2, departure runway 30, climb initially 8,000, squawk 3154, and airborne with you 1181, velocity 1323.
Velocity 1323.
Guys, just I have done some adjustments to the volume, so for the people on stream, was his volume okay? Was he too loud, too soft? Am I too loud, too soft? I'd really appreciate if I get a little bit of feedback on the volumes. That would be really nice. So 315, all good, awesome. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the aircraft configured. So let's go bring the plan back up here so you can see now when I was talking about the business end of the flight plan. We'll go through this now. And as you can see, we have got our route just here, which we'll be flying. A distance of 347 miles, and our flight level is flight level 380. And our FMC data entry page, data entry section, we're going to be following this as we configure up the performance section of the aircraft. And then lastly, looking at the descent profile here, so we can configure VNAV for a more accurate descent path. Okay, so we are looking here, so we are in Hobart going through to Melbourne. Our route we've got already is the Hobart Melbourne 1. Activate, it's runway 30. We are velocity VOZ 1323. It's all looking good there. Look at the route there, Canley Launceston, and then it's the H12 to Warren, which is just there. That all looks good. The performance initialization, so we have a zero fuel weight of 60.4. We have a reserves of 1.1. We have a cost index of 20, going up to flight level 380 this evening. The wind up at 380 is 315 at 64. oops, that's not right. 315 at 64. Yeah, it's quite windy up there. So we're going to be fighting that 64 knot headwind, I think, going off our plan there. We're looking at the wind there, and the temperature up there is a balmy negative 54. We'll execute that. The outside air temperature here is 22. We won't do a derate out of Hobart, nor will we do a derate. Oh no, that's not what we wanted to do. /22, my apologies. There we go. We won't do a derate in the climb there. Get up there nice and quickly. It is a rather short sector, so we're going to make sure we get up there nice and early and have enough time to plan for our arrival into Melbourne. Okay, so flaps 5 departure. It's dry. The wind we had was 010 at 14 knots. Wrong way in wind. Just wondering if there's Australia using the metric units. So we use metric for weight, but we very much use imperial for outs and feet. Yeah. That guy there, 4.85 on you. It's looking good there, and it's giving us our weights. Our speeds just there. Okay, I'll just quickly chuck that up there. So 148. And back down to the box here. No, we still use miles. PBAS, we still use miles. So cruise segment is flight, or nautical miles that is, yep. 0.78, 280 on you. The forecast is 110 on the way down. And we are going to take some of these cruise levels, these descent levels, and put the winds in, and that will hopefully help us in our V-path descent. If we want 300, we want 220 and 150. What do we got here? So we've got 312 at 59. We've got 304 at 51. And we've got 299 at 39. Execute you. Okay. We're going to be landing with about 1.7. That's probably a little bit low. By the time we get up there and it starts calculating a little bit better, that should definitely come back up. Just going to double check. It was 5.9 as per the plan. To make sure we've got it all. Yeah, 5.9 as per the plan. Okay, guys, let's get rid of the flight plan now. Close you and close you. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do, this next segment of the flow was me configuring the aircraft for our departure. Don't worry if you can't or you don't know what I'm doing, as I will do a departure briefing and it'll all make sense in just a few moments. So you, Sid, 2, approach, it's runway 30, we'll do the RNAV, okay, so 300. So you... Oh, that's right, I did that totally the wrong spot. That shows you how diligent I am. 148. 300 as well. 8,000. Okay, LNAV again, because we haven't put the departure in, that's right. Canley 2, execute. We're going to have to redo a couple of things here. No, I didn't eat those. Okay, we're just going to double check all that. And we've got a 12 or above. That's where I'm my 1-2, that's okay. That's better. Okay. You go there. What have we got? 7, 1, 2, 4, 0. Fixes. Hobart. No. And what's the other one? 122 decimal 8. What's 1, 3, 3, 4. Okay, Hobart is does Hobart have a VOR? Don't think Hobart does have a VOR, does it? Can't even remember, it's been so long since I flew in. There's no VOR approach, so it's just ILS and RNAV, so yeah, it probably doesn't. Okay, so you're configured. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to do a out of action while they extend the runway. Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, it's not in. It's not there. It's not in this. So that's okay. So what we'll do now, guys, is a departure briefing. So if you've got any questions during the departure briefing, please let me know. So we have reviewed the weather for both our departure and our arrival. I'm not reviewing the NOTAMs. So a pushback orientation, we're not doing a pushback here. So this is a power out bay. So we just start the engine of the bay, and then under our own power, we taxi out. Our taxi route. So if we have a bit of a look here at the charts, I'll get the charts up. You can see this is a lovely ground chart of Hobart. So it's just taxi along Alpha onto Delta and down to 30 where we backtrack for blasting off runway 30. The weather conditions for our departure are fine. It's a dry runway. So it's going to be a left-hand seat takeoff. It's a flaps 5 departure with no derate. So for you guys on the stream, you're going to be my virtual FO. So if you do see something as we start our takeoff roll that you don't like, please sing out up to 80 knots. And then I'll assess it and do a review if there's any change, if there's anything we need to do. An assessment from 80 knots through to V1, I'm only going to stop the aircraft if we have loss of control or an engine failure. If those problems happen after V1, we take the problem into the sky. Talking about taking the problem into the sky here, I have got the next chart up here, which is the RNAV for runway 30. And this is the one we would come back on and do. So as you can see here, if it's a bit not too small for you guys, you can see that within 10 nautical miles we've got a minimum safe altitude. And if you actually look here, I've actually done that as a using the fixed page on the FMC as a visual representation, because we have got some differentiating heights depending on which side of the field we are on. So you can see to the left hand side of the field we've got a minimum safe altitude of 5,600, but on the right hand side of the field we've only got 3,900. So we'll do a couple of right hand turns if we do have some issue with the aircraft and come straight back. Speaking of coming straight back, we know that we are underweight. For those of you that were with me when we were reviewing the flight plan, we are about 300 kilos underweight, so we can come straight back. We don't have to hold for any burning any fuel off. And what we'll do is we'll just come straight back. We'll use the autopilot as much as possible to manage the workload, and we'll come straight back on the RNAV runway 30. It is rather good conditions here in Hobart, as you can see out the window, so we might even just track for a really close visual approach and come straight back onto runway 30. Okay, provided that nothing does go wrong, we've been cleared the Canley 2 RNAV departure. This is chart 10-3. Effective the 14th of September, and as you can see here, I'll get it up here on the FITS page, it's climbed to Abvab and then do a right hand turn to Pagpo at 7,000 feet or below, then it's to Sorvey, and then it's left from Sorvey up to via Mundu, and then to Canley, and then planned routes. So it's a pretty straightforward departure for this one, so nothing really to worry about. There's no special restrictions in that. The chart says track 300 degrees to Abvab, turn right, track... Oh, sorry guys, I do need to get the phone real quick, sorry, one sec. Sorry guys, my apologies, I had someone at the door. Okay. Yes, so that's the departure briefing completed. We've been using LNAV and VNAV to supplement our flying here, and it's we got ICO set in 8,000 as per our clearance. All we might do here is just jump on the ATIS, which I think is the wrong frequency there, Barbs. Just fact check me though, I could be wrong. I can't really actually see it. 199.998 for the frequency there. I don't think that's quite right, Barbs, but nevertheless, we might get started here and get underway. Alrighty, get rid of the chart there, ground chart there. Greg is our controller, and he has fixed it up now, 1284, so we'll just very quickly switch to that, copy down the ATIS as well. Let's make sure we've got the latest there.
On first contact with Hobart Tower ground, notify receipt of Bravo.
Bravo.
Hobart terminal information, Bravo. Expect visual approach runway 30. Wind 010 degrees, 16 knots, gusting 26 knots. Cab OK. Temperature 20, QNH 1005. On first contact with Hobart Tower ground, notify receipt of Bravo.
Bravo, okay. 1240. Back to you. Okay, we're good to go. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is jump into VR. So just give me a second here. You're going to see the screen go black here for a second while we jump in. You. Alrighty, give me 1 second guys and I will be right back with you. Okay. Hopefully I get some controllers there, which I do. You guys can see me, yep. Hurry up and rotate already. Good old Hobart. Okay, so we need to go to you. We go to monitor 2. Click and drag you guys out. You guys can go there. Sean the leprechaun. Close you, drag you out, chuck you there, zoom you in a little bit. There we go, we'll just leave you guys there. We want to close that window there, and we're going to go back to monitor 1, you, and there. He's so tiny. Am I? What? What you talking about? Alrighty, let's go ahead now. We'll close the door. See you later, guys, in the back. You're on. Okay, let's do a checklist. Okay, before start, checklist. We've got 5.8 tons per the plan, and the pumps are on. No need for the center tank. And sorry guys, I just need to adjust my Oculus sensors. They are a little bit out of whack there. Okay, that's a bit better. Ooh, my head is outside the the flight deck there. Does happen. Ugh, get my hands back. There we go. VR problems. Okay, the passenger signs are on. The windows are locked my side, locked your side. The MCP, I've got flight directors on both sides. Mine is master. We've got 148, which is our climb out speed, hitting 308,000, which is set. My immersion not not likes this. Okay, looking here. So the takeoff speeds, we've got V1 of 137. There's 139, and our rotate speed. Sorry, our rotate speed of 139 at V1 137, and our V2 is one. Your right controller battery is low.
Testing the left line. All good?
148, and my right controller battery is dying, so we're going to fix that in just a second. The CDU pre-flight is completed. The trim is for that controller just died. The trim is free and 0. The taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed to the line, and we might just hold that there while I try and master the channel. Of course, that's put me all the way back here. There we go. See if I can change batteries here real quick, guys, so I do apologise. Okay. I'd rather do it now and not on short final, because that would suck. I have a whole stack of batteries beside me here, which come in very handy. I really do. Thank you so much for the host, but I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm just doing a very quick battery change on my virtual hands here, which is better it dies now and not on short final. Oops. Okay, alright, so let's continue on. So, to the line, below the line, the flight deck door is closed and locked, and the anti-collision light is on. Pre-flight checklist complete. One question I've got, which is my button to talk to ATC. I always forget it. That one there. Wow, this looks amazing. Thanks, buddy. Looks much better in here, I assure you. Just fix you guys up real quick so you're in the right spots there. Tower velocity 1323 Bay 1 request start.
Velocity 1323, start approved.
Start approved, velocity 1323. Wait, do you still fly with the joystick? No, P-Basco, I just fly with these guys. So I grab the yoke and all my bits and pieces and grab every knob and knocker in the place and just do it all with my hands. The only thing the only controller I use is rudder pedals, because they're a bit, I can't really grab those guys down there. Okay, so we're good to go, so we're good to start, so we'll start the clock now. Press U, the clock is running, anti-collision light is on, the lead's coming off, and starting 2. How does it run? It runs pretty damn good. I've had to really tweak this thing, because obviously when you're streaming on top of it, you know, your computer's doing all that extra work as well, so that does eat into your frames. So it would run a lot better if I wasn't streaming and had everything on there as well, but it still runs really, really nice. There's 25 N2, so fuel's coming in. I know some VR is kind of buggy. No, they they've done a really good job of implementing VR here in X-Plane, so it is rather good. So I am enjoying it. And that's starter cutout. Watching that for the engine to stabilise here. Looking for in the 20s here, the 400s here, and the 60s here. So 2, 4, 6 is a really nice fast way of checking whether you've got a good engine start. Zoom in, there's 2, 4 and 6. That's a good start on 2. Let's start 1. Hey Hayden, Aviates, welcome. Yeah, buddy, well I'm doing 2 sectors on this flight for tonight, so if you do stick around a little bit, you'll definitely see me landing in VR. and there's 25% N2 fuel coming in. But takeoff is much the same. The biggest thing you need to get adjusted to, and it's not a huge adjustment by any stretch of the imagination, is how light the controls are, because you're just holding something in your hand. There's nothing to give you feedback on. But it's surprising how easy that was a transition to me. I don't know if it's just because I'm weird, or I think it's pretty good for everyone. How's the flight to Melbourne? The flight's about an hour and 5. An hour and 5. Okay, that's a good start now on 1, so flaps 5. Control check, watch your knees, guys. Right or right, center, left, center. Okay. Before taxi checklist. Oh, come here, checklist. We are all weird. We fly virtual tin though through the sky. Yeah, that's true. You got a point. Did you get smashed yesterday by that storm? Did you? Spax, I got off fairly unscathed, but it smacked a lot of my friends around that live a little bit further out of Brizzy. Okay, so before taxi checklist, the generators are on, the probe heat is on, the anti-ice is not required, the isolation valve is auto, the engine start switches, they're auto for this aircraft, recall has been checked, auto brakes we've got is RTO, they're at the back there. The engine start levers are idle detent. Flight controls have been checked and dispatch clearance is checked before taxi checklist complete. And tower velocity 1323 with Bravo, request taxi.
Velocity 1323, taxi off at Delta, holding point runway 30.
Okay, Alpha into holding point Delta, runway 30, velocity 1323. So buddy, if you go exclamation mark add-ons, you will see exactly all what that question is. It just says me rattling it off. So APU off, taxi light on, there you go. Okay, let's get cranking. So brakes are off, a little bit of thrust up, clear left, clear on the right. It's a right turn out of this bay. And swinging around. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood you there, buddy.
Let's get ready to
we did get the PBASC. We did get the clearance just before. So how I made this run? Well, this is all straight X-Plane VR. So have you got something specific that you kind of want to know? I've got 3J FPS, which manages my FPS, and I lock my FPS in the sim at 24. Not 24, sorry, 44. No, 45. 45 with a max of 46. And I find with using the Oculus tray tool with asymmetrical warp on, I get the best results here in VR. Oh yes, I was like you, buddy. I was like you 6 months ago. Very much so. Anti-aliasing A-firm is turned down. It could probably go up a notch actually. And you know what? I am seeing quite a number of little things here. So I'm going to turn that actually on a little bit. Ah, that's better. Yeah, that fixed it for me. There we go.
And his name is John C.
Yeah, VR is almost that easy, buddy. And thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream, my friend. It is almost that easy, yeah. Tweaking your system is another story. It depends on how complicated you want to go. Obviously, flying aircraft like this into complex aircraft with a lot of weather taxes your system. And when you're setting your system up, the best thing you want to do is fly into those situations and get your FPS really to a position where you're happy, and then you can handle everything else. So yeah, this is an Oculus Rift.
Waffle 1323, backtrack runway 30, report read.
Backtrack 30, we'll call you ready, velocity 1323. Okay. And the crew have just dinged us, so it's flaps 5 for our departure, and the trim is 4.95 units set before takeoff. Checklist complete. Oops. Let me just fact check that. That's up down here. Flaps and green light, sorry, which is what we've got. Clear left. Clear right. We'll double ding the crew. Strobes coming on. Oops. And we'll turn the landing lights on now while we've got them. You're coming on. We've got traffic that side. And we are clear on the approach. It's a right turn for 30. Yeah, so I've got, I've tried the HTC Vive, I've got a Windows Mixed Reality headset as well, which is currently for sale if anyone's looking to pick up a headset in Australia, and I've got the Oculus Rift. No, this aircraft really demonstrates VR really well. They've really thought about some of the VR and the manipulators for VR. It's one thing to make VR clickable cockpit, but you want to have to rotate the switches and flick the switches in the direction that they should go and all that sort of stuff. And they've done a really good job of that in this aircraft. Yeah, P-Bask, I think the Rift is by far the best. I think the software, what tops off the Rift is the software that you can get for it. Okay, so down here to runway 30, so we're going to go around to the right here. And I prefer the, yeah, you prefer the Rift as well, that's good, buddy, yeah, it's a good choice. There we go. Can't do that. Can't do a perfect lineup like that on a desktop. Okay, we ready? You guys on the you guys on the stream? Are you ready to go? Let's do this. Yeah, the Rift used to be really expensive. They've done a really good job. Tower velocity 1323 ready. Pubs, no.
Velocity 1323, climb via the seat, flight level 180, clear for takeoff.
Climb via the seat 180, clear for takeoff, velocity 1323. 180, okay, let's go. So, up to 40%. Watching both engines come up together, which they have. There is 40, and let's punch it. Okay, hand stays on the throttle till V1. Slight forward pressure on the yoke as per the standard procedure for takeoff of this aircraft. And a bit of wind off that right side.
80 knots.
80 knots. Yeah, there's the wind there. Definitely a gusty, some gusty wind. We're just going to a little bit of right elevator as well.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Right. You're up. See you later, Hobart.
400.
ocean height, so nose down a little bit. Flaps 1. Flaps up. You're off. You're off. You're off. After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on. Packs are on. Landing gear is up. No lights and flaps are up. I do, buddy. Yeah, I do.
Velocity 1323, report passing 7,000.
Well, you are passing 7,000, velocity 1323. Well, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's a rather simple departure, this one out of Hobart. Look at that terrain out there. Beautiful. Just turn a little early. Some nice smooth air out of Hobart today. Even though we've got a few, we had a few bumps there at the lower level. Okay, so we have got a height restriction here of 7,000 or below this next waypoint here, so we just need to make sure we don't bust that. It's not uncommon to have at or below for departures. That's what we've got just here. Go ahead now, I don't think we're going to have any bumps. We've got the crew up. So crew now up. Intervene there, we're not going to go past that speed restriction. And there is 7,000. Past that, starting to climb up. Velocity 1323, passing 7,000.
Velocity 1323, make new contact with Center 124.040 now.
So over to Center 1240, velocity 1323. Melbourne Centre, a very good evening. Velocity 1323 is out of Hobart for 8,600 on climb, flight 180.
Velocity 1323, Melbourne Centre identified level 380.
Level 380, velocity 1323. Alright, we might chuck the autopilot on now, Command A. And we'll go speed intervene there, that's standard, so over to you, you're going off. Aircraft's going to accelerate now and we'll clear to flight level 380. One of the bad things about VR is you need to grab a lot of knobs and knockers, and there's a lot of twisting that goes into this sometimes, and just got to your wrists eventually get used to it. Go. Hobart Tower is offline. Thanks, Barbs. I really do appreciate you jumping on Tower for us there. It's very nice. And Barbs is he'll be operating the Melbourne to Sydney leg with Leroy with me. Right, now that we are airborne, and as usual I always forget to switch that chart, we might just turn you off for now, and then bring you guys down here. Lower you up a little bit, and just chuck you there. There we go. How much room do you need to run the VR? So remove...
Off station 12 and 7 will be back.
Remove my desk, so they're in my hands, so my desk is at the panels here. I don't know if that just gives you a help. So that's my arms fully extended. If I've got to lean forward, and my desk is just there. So you probably need a good arm and a bit's length. It does get a bit tricky when you're talking about grabbing gear handles and stuff like that. I know that the gear handle sits above my desk, so I can grab it with no problem. But there's certain things you need to be careful. I've actually written off a couple of the packs up. I've written off a couple of keyboards, knocking a few beers over, so you got to be careful. I'm actually waiting for my replacement keyboard to come through, having busted it. Good flying in the daylight, it's good flying in some good weather actually, or some clear weather. I get to see all the satellite scenery that I've put on. Tasmania looking pretty good. Will you fly across the pond? Unfortunately I won't be, buddy. I'm actually flying away. I'm flying to Canberra. I'm not sure if you're Australian, but Canberra is our nation's capital. So I'm flying there actually on Wednesday. So only a half streaming week for me this week. And I don't get back until Sunday night, and it's Saturday my time, I think, from memory, or Sunday during the day my time. So I will miss it. But I am doing World Flight. The countdown to World Flight has very much begun. You can see the timer at the bottom right hand side of my stream. If it's still there, I think it is. Yeah, it's still there. It is going to be. I've got a poll on my Discord, and I do encourage you all to jump on the Discord. We do share a lot of information about X-Plane, as well as DCS and all that sort of stuff. We've got a lot of configuration files and tweaks to X-Plane there in the files section, so it's a really good place to be. But I've got a poll running in the stream alert section. For which aircraft I fly around the world in World Flight. And at the moment the VR 737 in X-Plane is the winner. So I think it's got 8 votes to 5, or 8 to 6 I think, one of the other ones, and the other one's got 5 or something. So the choice was this in VR, the 777, the PMDG 777, which is what I took around the world last year, or jump into 747-8 and fly that around the world. But I'm kind of cool with not flying the 747-8 because I think there's going to be so many 74s this year because of the recent release of that. But hopefully, there's a good mix. But what else would I recommend?
Stations 12 and 7 back.
What's going on there? What else would I recommend? What I am going to recommend doing is just a very quick save here of the flight. Save.
3311.
The 757 I think is pretty good.
5.
Oh, hello. Adela, thank you so much for the host. Welcome to the stream, my friend. I don't know if this is happening for you guys. I am getting a very slight flicker through my headset here. I'm just going to do a quick change here. 1 second. Game settings. Don't accidentally grab that. Whoopsie-doo. Nav VNav command N1 LNav and VNav. Don't accidentally grab the yoke in VR. Bad things happen. Okay. Alright, just start the sim.
And that 1-4 contact solid and 125 decimal zero.
Over center, anchor at 132.
Actually, you know what? When I was talking about in the flight planner review, I was talking about not getting a lot of time up at cruise level. I was thinking Launceston to Melbourne. Launceston to Melbourne, instead of being at the bottom of Tasmania like we are, departing Tasmania from basically the most southern main city in Tasmania, Launceston is on the other side of Tasmania, and then it's a very short hop across the water to Melbourne. So that's great. P-Bus, thank you so much for the follow, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for the love and support, guys. If you've got any questions, if anyone's got any questions on the stream about what the hell I'm doing, or any of that sort of stuff, or are interested in VR in general, please let me know. I need to press one button here. Did that work? Yeah, there we go. So this is a little, for those of you who don't know, this is XSE. This is a little add-on you can get so you can see, for X-Plane you can see Squawk Box text in your simulator. And you can also see my FPS here. We're getting about 45, 46 FPS here. Click and drag and truck that down there. Greets from Jim.
His name is John C.
Chase Gaming UK again, also thank you so much for the follow, really do appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. So for those of you on the stream, my name is DJ Sean. Hi, welcome. I am a charity streamer, which means I do this to raise money and awareness for various charities. And once we land in Melbourne, I do play a little 30-second clip there from our charity, which is Red Cross Australia. 100% of your donation does go through to charity. I do that donation live at the end of the month, should you want to participate. Big shout out to everyone who has donated, and you can find more information about the charity just underneath the stream window.
Just off 526 on 7 Melbourne, Center 125 days.
Can you guys hear ATC alright? I feel like he's even a bit quiet for me, the actual controller. A bit low, yeah, the controller's a bit low even for my headset.
Just off 526 on that lot,
Center
a bit
125
decimal zero.
Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Adelaide. How you been doing anyway, buddy? You can see here, that is the scenery. So basically this is a good comparison. For those of you who are looking at downloading Ortho scenery, that is ZL14 just there, which is the green. You can obviously see that these satellite photos were taken at different times of the year, during one's drought and one's during monsoon season by the looks of it. But you've got zoom level 14, which is the green one, and then you've got zoom level 17, which is this one just here. And this is the one tile I did for the airport, so I've got the whole airport in really high quality. but I didn't mirror up the rest of Tasmania, so you can see a bit of a difference.
Melbourne Centre, Yankee Hotel Tango, I've put into one POV taxis for runway 35 left, Melbourne.
Oh, thanks Chase, I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Fall or autumn? Oh yeah, we do.
Tango, Melbourne. Good evening, Squawk 3133.
Tasmania doesn't get monsoons. It does get a lot of rain. And you can see from that, wherever that satellite photo was taken from ZL14, which is the low quality one, you can see it was very green to the time of year that the other one was taken. Alrighty.
Center number 360, Papa Golf 10,000 heading 250.
We have 360 Bravo Golf Melbourne Center, g'day, identifying clock model 280.
What I'm going to do is a bit of a flight plan fuel check now. So check that, where have we got plans, where are we going, Hobart to Melbourne.
120, that is still larger than
What do we want? Let's just make sure, oh no, it's not that one, is it? It's that one.
November 360 Bravo Golf,
Guys, you in. So, Chucky there. So,
north of
Lonnie, so where are we? Lonnie, so Launceston, we were over there and with 4.2 in the tank. Launceston, we need to be at almost 4.1, so we're plus 1.3 on the plan, or 130 kilos on the plan, that's okay. Blinky, we want to be there at 3,400, we're going to be there at about 3,600, so fuel is running really nicely. No major concerns there. This is Abby tab, if anyone's interested. This little section here is Abby tab. Bit of an itchy eye, sorry guys, let's just scratch that. One of the downsides, I'm going to jump into that. Voice.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey Bubs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just flying Hobart, Melbourne, mate, what are you doing?
Are you? I hadn't noticed. What's with the line in the distance?
Yeah, so that is X-Enviro, which is placing fog level, or not fog, haze levels to do something. It's a byproduct of an old version of X-Enviro.
That's annoying.
It is a little bit. You try going to Paro in VR. No, Chase, I haven't. No, I haven't. Is there a new version? Are you talking about, Spax, are you talking about all in X-Enviro? Yeah, X-Enviro. So yes, there is. They're up to version 1.09, so there are two versions above mine. They're about to release version 1.10.
Melbourne QNH 1010.
The problem though is nothing is VR compatible after version 1.07. So I still maintain that the best weather system by a country mile is X-Enviro. For those of you on a desktop, use X-Enviro, you'll absolutely love it. But for VR, you're stuck. If you want to use X-Enviro in VR, you're stuck at 1.07. So that's a bit disappointing.
New Zealand 361.
I'm going to be in this cockpit a lot from the 4th of November.
Really the cockpit you
Seats are fairly comfy though. Headrest is a bit...
Yield 361 stock, clear at river 3, runway 34 left, 130 descent, level 2 closer.
How long have I got to get to Melbourne, Barbs?
That
might have been yeah, that was. Shit. I accidentally broadcasted that. What time do you depart Melbourne, Barbs?
When you get there?
Okay.
About between 8 and 8:30.
Oh, sweet. Okay. What time's it where you are now?
7:30.
Oh, so I get used to time. Gonna fly daylight. Alright, P-Bask, yeah, it's not too bad. Flying in the daylight definitely helps you see the scenery a little bit better.
I'm too well forward, so...
For those of you on the stream, am I able to get a meta for Melbourne? You can do that by going !meta space the Melbourne code, which is Yankee Mike Lima. Get one of those, that would be great.
1,000 to go.
Thank you, Spax. No, buddy, I don't think I can.
Virtual Dean.
So what do we got here? So 08000.
Can you hear me? Ready, sir?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh,
the wind is 020 at 16 knots,
Good
cab
evening,
okay.
okay.
Temperature 24, QH1010. So really boring weather in Melbourne today. Thanks for the boring weather, Barbs.
Sir?
I was just saying to Barbs, thanks for the boring weather in Melbourne. Cab okay.
No crazy thunderstorms here, mate.
No.
Hold on, someone's at Melbourne.
Whereabouts in Melbourne did you spawn?
From free US in
And Melbourne, Yankee, 135, bounces, tracking and heading 315.
Okay, there's 38,000
I'm right
feet.
next to a jet star or something.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well I'll be down at 0466. So I'll be, sorry, 0624. I'm dyslexic. I'll be touching it in about half an hour.
Oh,
Play to Melbourne,
yeah, this is a real part of sleep at half past.
And we have information Romeo.
Sorry, buddy, you're really hard to hear over the ATC. It's probably best if you text.
Can you confirm what my Charlie said?
I said basically that this real flight leaves in about 50 minutes. 50 for
Okay, copy.
Vietnam 331.
It's probably because I'm on the other end of the world.
No,
Yankee Hotel Tango, run 34 active.
Yeah, arrivals.
Yankee,
Yeah, a bit of a look at the old charts here real quick, so we'll chuck you guys back up there. We'll go back, open you up a little bit, back to the Melbourne, or over to the Melbourne charts.
correction at 3,000.
Yankee Hotel Tango, you're identified now. Fortune for the visual
Taxi charts, what do we want here?
Yankee Hotel Tango.
I'm not stupid, I spawned myself in Bristol. I'm not a bloody Melbourne.
I'm going to ask you 150.
Whoops. So on an approach. Have the
15 from Melbourne.
That was for us then. We'll chuck you in there. The star is going, what is it, a Monty 1 Alpha? Is that what I want from memory? Not the 1 Alpha. Warren 4. Victor. That's what we want, a Warren 4 Victor. So what I might do is I might request that now and see if I can get it.
Live station, full wing, readability 1.5, economic microphone, and transmission clear this second.
Center velocity 1323 request.
Velocity 1323.
Yeah, velocity 1323 request. If we can, the Warren 4 Victor arrival for runway 34 from Melbourne. Velocity 1323. There's that visual turn you can see there in grey up on the top left hand side of the chart there. Get over the top of Sheed.
Velocity 1523 south clearance, Warren 4 Victor, runway 34 left, ready distance 10250.
Warren 4 Victor arrival for runway 34 when ready, final 250. Thanks again, velocity 1323. Beautiful. That's what we want. It's nice when the controllers help us out. So if we go down here, departure, departure arrivals. We want the Warren 4 Victor for runway 34 and execute you, legs. And we can go connect you up there. Okay, so if we go to plan mode, zoom in, and if we step through there, it was Warren and then Mitcham at 230 knots. So step through, we've got Warren there, we've got Mitcham at 230 knots. Over the next one, we'll just zoom in a little bit, should be a left-hand turn from Monty, which we've got there. Egaka. We've got 185. We step to you, 185. Sheed, and there's that left-hand turn onto runway 34. So all that looks fairly good. So what I'm going to do now is configure the aircraft for arrival, and then I'm going to do a arrival briefing, and then we should be good to go. So what are we going to do? So 3-ton, turn it back on.
Straight to 8 knots, Mango, join the final runway, clear visual approach.
So what are we,
final runway 34 and clear visual approach.
Actually,
you go there, 139, you go there, it's going to reload.
800.
30. What do we want? We want 1.41.
How do you pronounce it? Is it Melbourne or Melbourne?
Yankee Mike Lima.
Yes. No, but you pronounce Melbourne or Melbourne?
Melbourne, I think's the way to say it.
Last station, Melbourne Centre, rebuild for 1 second.
Alright. Thanks. Because, I mean, you might pronounce it completely different now. Over there.
Cafe 413, cleared to Sydney, planned route. Runway 34, Hotel Home departure, maintain 5 did maintain 5 Falcons for 3173, departures with me.
Oh, this little knob. Oh, it kills my wrists.
And his name is John C.
Anthony, welcome to the stream, my friend. This is so awesome. It's not too bad, hey, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow, buddy. If you've got any questions, please shout out and let me know.
Field 361 contact.
Okay, so guys, what I'm going to do is that arrival briefing now, so everyone is clear with what we're going to be doing. So we've been cleared the Warren 4 Victor arrival, and we've already gone through the plan here. Slight wind change. Okay, so we have gone through the plan here. So it's Warren, Mitcham, we've got a 230 knot speed restriction there. Then to Monty, where we turn left to track for a base. At Gecko, we've got a 185 there. To Sheed at 2.5, which I didn't check. Sheed, we've got 2.5 or above. We're just going to hard altitude that. We don't want any ambiguity there, so we're going to set that as a hard. No, we're going to set it to Sheed as a hard altitude 2,500. Accept. Where we'll then do a right-hand turn into Melbourne. The weather's really good for Melbourne. It's cav okay down there with some wind out of the north, so it shouldn't present us too many challenges. From the flight plan, there was moderate turbulence below 5,000 feet. So it's a visual turn onto runway 34, which is this guy just here. So we've got a nice, very long runway here. We'll aim to jump off on the high-speed exit, which is Foxtrot, onto Tango, onto Alpha, and down to the bay, which is this bay just here. Failing that, we'll drop off on Echo. Failing that, we'll drop off on 27. Failing that, we'll get off on Charlie. Failing that, we'll get off on Bravo. Failing that, well, we've got other problems.
What are they actually using, 1.6?
So we are using auto brakes too. It's a flaps 40 landing, and the speed here is we've got flaps 40 at 139 knots. Jacques Hughes, TTV, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Oh, sorry, Anthony, I didn't mean to ignore you there. In the chat and charts windows, just integrated with VR, coolest thing I've ever seen. Anthony, this is just the Oculus software that allows you to bring any window into any game that you're in VR in. So it's really handy for flying a simulator because you need all this stuff. You don't need the chat if you're just flying normally, but you do need your chart, so it's really handy. So it is flaps 40, 139, so we'll do +5 on that down the approach, so 144 down the approach. Auto brakes 2. It's going to be a left-hand seat landing, so I'm going to have terrain radar on my side. We'll have no weather radar, it looks like this doesn't work. If you guys on the stream, if you can just monitor my actions, if you think I'm doing anything wrong, please call it out and I'll do an assessment. Missed approach, so it is a visual approach, but the missed approach was just climb runway heading, and we'll figure it out. They're all fairly straightforward. Climb to 4,000 runway heading. We do have the MSA here within 10 nautical miles, so it's 3,700 feet to the south of this field, but 4,500 feet to the north. So when we do go around, or if we have issues, we want to make sure we get to the south here. I have got this chart up here, which is the RNAV Zulu for runway 34. This is not the approach that we're doing. We're doing a visual right-hand turn off Sheed. But I have got this set up, so should we divert, should we go around, we'll just come straight back onto this approach. That way we got a better chance of getting down. And I've got the minimums there of 690. Company policies, we chucked 50 feet on that, so I've got 740 set there. Checking our landing altitude there, 450 feet. That concludes the arrival briefing. If anyone's got any questions, please let me know.
Please land on red 34, Yankee Hotel Tango.
Discord, it was difficult to understand. No worries, buddy. Loving your channel so far, thanks, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Spread the word if I could do a selfish plug. Okay, so we've done the arrival briefing. It's now time for the descent checklist. So the descent checklist, pressurization, landing altitude is 450 feet. Recall, as we've checked, the auto brake is level 2. The landing data, we've got VREF of 139 and the minimums of 740 feet, and the approach briefing has been completed. That's the descent checklist complete. ACARS, request ATIS. I'll just get another in-sim ATIS real quick, just so I've got something set. ATIS, so Melbourne 220, yeah, so 020 at 16 knots, cav OK, temperature 24, QNH 1010, and moderate turbulence below 5,000 feet. Okay, there's top of descent. Center velocity 1323, vacated 380 to 250.
30.
Okay, what I'm going to do is just a bit of a chat to the guests in the back, so give me 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, your captain speaking. I take this opportunity as we start our descent to Melbourne to welcome you aboard Virgin Australia Flight 1323 through to from Melbourne through Hobart through to Melbourne. As you've noticed, we have started our descent into Melbourne, and we estimate you touching down It's about 20 minutes to the hour, and then it'll base shortly after that. Weather for our arrival isn't too bad. There is a bit of a wind out of the north and a few scattered clouds. Temperature 2-4, and there is some turbulence as we get into those lower levels, so that seatbelt sign might come on a little bit earlier than normal. We appreciate you choosing to fly Virgin Australia this evening, and trust you've had a pleasant flight. That's all you'll hear from us unless we have some updated arrival details. But thank you again, and thank you and good evening. Okay, back with you guys. Alrighty. So we have started our departure now. Departure descent. So we will come onto this chart very soon. So we'll pop on here and then we'll follow it down, cross-referencing what's actually going on. Okay, so we are getting a little bit high on profile here. We are low on speed. A little bit low on the speed. What we got here? We got VNAV for speed, yeah. So the descent is slowly climbing as we get on the speed there. So we'll just see how it goes. If it gets to about 800, I'll jump on the boards and we'll get down there a little bit faster. Sorry, Anthony, hopefully I didn't miss anything. That's not me, is it? No, it's not me. Anthony, hopefully I didn't miss if you typed to me in that chat window there. If I missed it, I do apologise.
Was 228.
We're going to get on the boards here. Okay, we're starting to come back up on that profile now. This is
228, you're right. The flight 1.3. Confirming going to Disney.
No, you didn't. Is the VR capable of a full 360? I've got to invest in seeing this. It is, buddy. The only thing that's going to get in your way is the damn cable. You can get wireless kits for these headsets now, but if you're sitting on the flight deck, you don't really need it. There we go, coming back up on the profile now, so we'll slowly ease up on the boards here. We're catching this guy, he needs to be in the middle.
Velocity 150, runway 34, clear to take off with 020 degrees, 1 knots.
And coming up the boards
Clear to take off, velocity
just wondering how you were doing your VREF calculations, half steady plus gusts straight out of the box. Nice stream, mate. The VR looks good. Scare bus driver, awesome name, buddy. Awesome name. The first thing I'm doing is I'm going to the progress page here and checking what landing fuel is going to be, and then I'm adding that number, so 3 tons there. I'm adding that to 0 fuel weight to give me my landing weight. I go up here and I adjust my gross weight to the landing weight. That recalculates those guys, and then I select it. And then we do a wind correction of +5.
1323, they come from the start on 1,000. Here, next 1010.
9,000 by the star 1010, velocity 1323. And then with the speed, we just had 5 knots. If for your normal sort of correction, that give yourself a little bit of buffer. If it was gusting, we'd bump that to potentially 10 knots, and go from there. Hopefully that answers your question. My flight is departing in 38 minutes. It's going to be, I'm going to hopefully get down there, but it is going to be a bit tough. So we are doing another flight after this, guys. We'll be operating from Melbourne through to Sydney. After a very short
yep, we'll stand by.
Interlude on the ground. Ask Airbus, this is by far the best iteration of it. it's way better than Prepared 3D's version or iteration of VR at the moment. Not to say Prepared won't get there, but X-Plane have beaten them in regards to it's just natural. My typical thing is to do is learn the aircraft I'm flying first on the 2D on the window sim, so I can have charts and the manuals up and learn how all that sort of stuff works. And then once I've mastered the aircraft or feel comfortable enough, I then will go into VR and fly it solely in VR. So X-Plane is very much my VR sim. Yeah, the manipulators are all okay. All the knobs twist and do the what you want.
150 Melbourne, Apollo.
The creators of the aircraft obviously need to make sure everything twists the right way. But if they spend the time and actually do it properly, it's really good.
150 identified competitive cruise altitudes.
Tavers, hey buddy, welcome to the stream, my friend. How you going? Over the far southern side of Victoria here as we come over. Melbourne is over this way.
Kind of a 3-2.
Yeah, Scarebus, if you got any questions, buddy, by all means, shout out. Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
And yeah, thank the parking. Thanks
yeah,
for your
really good.
See you later.
A bit of Monday-itis this morning, but yeah, I got over that.
Thank you, Charles. Hang on a minute.
Anthony, that's a really, really good question. Don't apologise. So, headsets have different types of tracking. So this headset is an outside-in tracking, which means it has sensors that you have to put up in the corner of the room that track everything. There's other headsets that have two cameras on the actual headset, and they track inward. No, what is it? Inwards, in, out. They'd go in and then they track outwards. So the opposite to the other one. Anyway, the reason why I say that is the outside ones going in, where you put a sensor on either corner of the room, they can track your hand independent of where you look. So the other ones, with the other headsets that track outward, in outward, they have to track everything. So you've got to make sure you're looking where your hands are, because if I go like that to look out the window because there's an aircraft about to hit me, it loses track of where my hand is. So Oculus and Vives that have the outside tracking in, they're really good for tracking stuff where you're not looking at it. Hopefully that's a really long way of answering your question. Oh, you're on holidays. It's good, lucky. I'm on holidays from the first week of November to do World Flight. So, they've definitely changed. I am running the latest version of this aircraft, and in the change log, they'd played with the VNAV path, and it very much has changed. So hopefully, Anthony, that answers your question around that. So I definitely think in regards to tracking, and I've tried them all, outward tracking in is better than inward tracking out. Oh. Shit out of me then. Chase, mate, thank you so much for the host, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And now
his name is John C.
Gaming Tech 88, also welcome to the stream, my friend. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the stream. If you've got any questions, please shout out. I'm just going to manually intervene. Your Melbourne Tower. No worries, buddy. Make sure I've got you free for your free. So I don't know, is there an approach on? If there's not, I'll just get you set up now. 1205. Back on that profile now. Here we go. The corner room sensors, I should have just said that. Okay, cool, thanks. And get more buy, or you need to buy them separately? No, it all comes as an inclusive pack with the Oculus ones. The question, hey, Jacques, who's TTB? What if I count at the bottom right?
Hello.
Hello, who's that?
Leroy.
Hey mate, welcome. So that is the World Flight Countdown. So if you go, actually I can click a button and you can actually see some more info about it. There we go. So I'm actually going to be flying around the world from November 4th Australian time at 9 AM for charity, raising money for charity. And it's a group of us that do it every year. So I'm going to be donating $5 to every landing I do for the month. For the week long journey, all real time, all real weather on VATSIM with all ATC. Now there's about 50 to 100 of us flying, so it's going to be quite interesting.
Look, he said 23, these about runway 3 4 expect crash
Now 5,000 for runway 34 will call you visual velocity 1323. Okay, there it is, 1010, 1010, seatbelt sign on, and landing light on. Okay, decelerating nicely. So Melbourne is at the, so coming over the southeast suburbs. Hey mate? What were you saying? Sorry, Leroy?
From Hobart to Melbourne, no.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted you guys to switch so I can fly up to Sydney with you.
No worries.
Hey,
Hello. 360.
we might go up into another channel, so we're not talking away on the street.
5 Alpha,
Yep.
runway 3 4, when ready, descent level 13.
So those two guys you heard, Leroy and Barbs, they're actually waiting in Melbourne for me, and the three of us are all going to fly up to Sydney, which will be really fun.
360 overall.
Okay, so we're at 10,000 feet. We're just almost over the top of Warren. So you can see Warren is just here at the bottom of my chart. So you'll see us pop up in the chart in just a second. You'll see a magenta spear or arrow point as we head down that way. Add me as well. Yes, and PBAS, sorry. Also PBAS as well, operating Melbourne to Sydney. So I used to live in good old Melbourne town. Living in the southeast suburbs. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see it, but Moorabbin Airport, you can see how the bay comes around here, and there's a little lip on the bay. It comes around like that. You can see the Moorabbin Airport's just to the right of that lip there, and that's where I do all my flight training in real life. Very familiar with this part of the world. GMH down there, I believe. Yeah, just there, and then you follow that road all the way up, and it takes you into the circuit. Got Carram's down there, which is the mouth of the river. That's another inbound reporting point for Moorabbin. We got Academy. Oh god, that's over there.
Reset transport for the...
Oh, I don't know, buddy, it could be. So you're doing world flight in VR. Sorry, Chase, I keep missing messages. No, so I don't have a sim team this year. So I'm going to be doing the whole thing in VR. Can you fly past my house? Where is it? CBD of Melbourne, just through here. So what have we got? We've got 230 knots by, you can see us on the chart now, coming from Warren to Mitcham. Brighton East. Oh, buddy, we're going to go that way for Brighton East. We won't be, actually, we would have gone we would have gotten close to Brighton East if we were doing a Warren 5 Alpha for the RNAV approach onto runway 34. We would actually be turning out that way, so yeah, if it was that approach, we would have.
461 is 93 miles.
Oh, nice, PBAS. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun.
Wave passing through to flight level 320 on climb to flight level 370. Via Hobart, Melbourne, requesting air raid clearance.
Fox 46, 1 Melbourne Center, identified climb block 370, cleared Melbourne by NU 100.
Melbourne flying flight level 370. Thank you.
Odyssey 10, Melbourne Center, identified cleared Melbourne by Wendy later.
That's very detailed. That's going to stuff up my lovely approach I've got all set up here.
Plus 1323, descent 3000.
Not a cloud in the sky over Melbourne today.
1,000 to go.
And center velocity 1323 visual.
Plus 1323, cleared visual approach, runway 34, monitor tower 120.45k.
Clear the visual approach for runway 34 and over the tower 1205, velocity 1323. See ya. Okay, we cleared the visual approach. We'll go down to 2.5. So we've been cleared for the approach. The approach checklist is altimeter is 1010, 1010, and 1010. Approach checklist is complete. Monitor tower 1205. That's you. So we'll switch to you now, we'll slow you down, start bringing the speed in, 180. And there's 5,000 doubling the crew. Pipers is where I did all my training, mate, for my student in PPL. Well, I was in the Cessna 150 to get the first patch of it done, and then got into a PA-28 as soon as humanly possible. Okay, we'll go one stage of flap here and use that to assist us. No, it was a Warrior to start, but then the Archer, and then I got into the Arrow. Okay, so we're going to fly over the top of Essendon Airport, which is the airport we're turning onto. We're almost going to fly down the runway heading, runway 26. Oh, the Arrow was nice. I didn't get a lot of variety in the aircraft I was flying in GA, unfortunately. Hey buddy, how are you? Welcome. Alright, we might get a bit more drag gear down. What are you doing, aeroplane? Oh, taking over. What was that, aeroplane? What was that? Whoa. What the hell was that? Whew. That was interesting. That was very interesting. Put the gear down and I just wanted to nosedive on us. That's a new bug. Put on your Zibbo. Okay, well let's keep the descent. Wow, okay, well we're going to, we'll hand fly the aircraft now. It's really interesting. So we want 2.5, so continue the descent down. Our trim. You off.
2,500.
Our trim is moving by itself, so we are slowing down. We need some more. So you idle. There's 2.5. There's 10. So there's... Ooh, our trim is moving all by itself. That's really weird. Let me see if I can just correct that for a second. There we go. Let's just see if that keeps moving. My trim is moving by itself. After that, that was really weird. Okay, well let's not descend here much further. Let's keep slowing down. Sorry guys, I got a little bit busy here for a second. Just give me 1 sec. Just sort out what's going on here. So flaps 40. You're armed. The trim, I don't know if you guys can see it, the trim is moving by itself and my trim wheel is actually moving. Oh. It's really weird. Like a one-arm paper. Alrighty, there's wrong way there. So we're going to start our turn. We've definitely got some. Yeah, I got to trim out a stab trim warning, so we've definitely had some sort of issue with the aircraft upon putting the gear down. It's alright, we're just going to manage it. We are a bit low here, so a bit more power. So what we're going to do is we are going to roll the aircraft back upon landing in Melbourne. We undercooked that turn, damn. Tower velocity 1323, established runway 34. Butter the bread with some trim that's all stuffed
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Approach altitude set.
Okay, the approach checklist, the landing checklist is landing gears down 3 green, flaps are 40 green light, engine start switches are auto and skip brake is arm, land checks complete. Tower velocity 1323, final runway 34. Barely audible, I suggest some more mic volume, but I think we got clear to land velocity 1323. Yeah, we can't
approaching
hear him,
minimums.
so
500.
The runway is clear though. We're keeping a bit of extra speed, continue. We're keeping a bit of extra speed on here, just in case the trim does something crazy, because we are out of trim.
300.
So I'm going to land us a little bit quick.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
There's
1,
idle.
10.
Touchdown, it's a bit firm. Speed brake is up, gear is up, aircraft decelerating. .460.
80 knots.
Brakes off. Reverse is in. I wasn't aiming for smoothness with an aircraft that's out of trim. Look at that, my trim is all the way to 0. Welcome to Melbourne, everyone. You're up. And our tower velocity 1323. We're off on the high speed for Echo 5. You're off. Tango Alpha Golf to the bay, velocity 1323. Let's go. Master caution, anti-ice. Pace backs. Wow, that's you can. I don't know if you guys can you see that lighting up green, and you can see my rudder moving. The rudder's moving by itself again. I broke the aircraft by putting the gear down. I should have known better than to put the gear down. That's what it is. That's what it's telling me. Oh. Okay, so we want a ground chart for Melbourne now, please, sir. That's us just there. Check the failures. Yeah, I definitely will. Oh, we got an aircraft here. Oh no, he's Qantas 479. He needs to fix... all my aircraft are floating in the sky. I think I need to turn that option off. I think my runway curvature thing's on, which means the aircraft float in the air. Okay, APU, we'll get the low oil pressure one too. Your VOS 887. Ah, that's at the velocity terminal. The velocity terminal's over here. Yeah, that's what's happened. I know what's happened here. Echo 5, we're this side. Virgin Australia terminal is over here. Yeah, there's a British Airways. There's a 777 there. VATSIM, yeah, firmware on VATSIM. So that's Echo 7, we want Echo 5, which is the next one down. So we want taxi light off, on the bus, on the bleed. Cabin crew disarmed.
I want Echo 5.
Oh, are you really? Do you want me to move? Oh, fuck it, we're switching.
Yeah, go 3.
Ah, yep, roger. Sorry. Watch our winglet, we're not going to hit anything there. Nah. I've actually seen this happen in real life in Melbourne. I won't name the airline. It's just scenery, I think. So Echo 3, that's this one just here. Echo 3, we're okay, yeah?
Yeah, it should be. Sorry, I was just connecting.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm 7.
Yeah, copy. I need to relog. Something's gone wrong with my aircraft. I need to roll back to 7.3.
Yeah, right, mate.
That's better. Welcome to Echo 3. Where's Barb's up in the air, no doubt. We need to fix that. That'll do. Okay, we are on the bus and on the bleed, shutting down. There we go. So, stop the clock at 1:14. You're off, you're off, you're off. Seatbelt signs on auto, anti-collision light off, unlock the door and open it. Something's gone on with this aircraft. Well, we're just going to crack the door by the looks of it. Off, shutdown checklist. We have fuel pumps are off, but one for the APU. Probe heat is off. Hydraulic panel is set. Flaps are up and no lights. Parking brake is set. Engine start levers are cut off and weather radar is off and off. Shutdown checklist complete. Alrighty guys, let me come out of VR here real quick and fix up the sim. Alrighty. Whew. Let me just turn game back on there. So yeah, cool. That's we definitely need to fix that. So there's an option that's here somewhere that we need to click on. General. Oh dear. Runways follow terrain contours. Requires scenery reload. Done. So we fix that up. Okay, so what we need to do is
Again,
got a bit sweaty there when we had that problem come up. So we need to disconnect from Squawk Box. Complete our flight. Complete. Okay, and we need to exit the simulator. Whew. Okay, guys. So give me 1 second here. I just need to roll back the aircraft because I don't want that happening when we're coming into Sydney, because Sydney typically is a little bit higher workload. Sorry for the stream being black here for just a second. Aircraft. Okay, we're just going to rename that Broken and chuck you out there, and then extract to here. So I'm just waiting for my 7.3 to extract. Sent you a request on Project Fly. No worries, buddy. So one of the things, I fly the Zibo 737, so that's a freeware 737 that you saw me flying in, and it gets releases all the time. They're really active in its development, but I never forget to do a backup before I upgrade it. And case in point, we had an issue there on the flight, and I am able to quickly restore it. So that's all done now. So I'm going to start X-Plane again.
Game launch detected. Loading profile.
And then we'll get ready and get going. So where are we?
All right. So now you want to go to the flight plan panel. Hey, what's that?
What call sign are you guys?
I'm 891. He's 892.
Oh, let's go 9104 then. Cool, I'll leave you to it.
No worries.
Okay, Leroy.
Alright, so those guys, Barbs is helping Leroy. This is Leroy's first flight on VATSIM in the 737 operating at all. So he's doing Melbourne to Sydney, and we're going to fly with him, so that's really exciting. So that's what we want. We want Melbourne, which is what we've got selected. So we'll choose customize here, and we want Echo Tree, and that time. We might make the time a little bit later, maybe, what's the time now? About 22 minutes past. We'll just go back 2 hours in time. That should make it a little bit easier. You're at 887, no worries, buddy. Is it hard to fly on VATSIM? Spax, it's one of those things you kind of want to make sure that you can fly the aircraft really well first, because adding traffic into it, adding ATC into it further complicates the situation, and we are hindered typically flying online anyway because we're all single pilot ops mostly, so we're doing all this work as a single pilot, whereas flying the aircraft that I fly, like the 7.3, you'd have two, so sharing the workload, CRM, and you'd be working really well together. So we're doing all this ourselves, so it just further adds to it. So yeah, and you got to have a mic as well. Gaming tech's right. Got to have a mic. 12 days, 13 hours, 36 minutes, and 42 seconds until world flight. Under 2 weeks. I'm excited. Come on, game. There we go. Xenviro loading up. So we very quickly. Have I got PFPX here for you guys? PFPX. You guys can see it. There we go. So the flight planning tool, real quick. So is it spring for you, right? Yeah, I think it is. So we're going Melbourne to Sydney. I do fly P3D, not as much as I have because I've been really digging the whole X-Plane virtual reality piece. But we'll just choose this guy, this one here. We'll do 9104.
And his name is John C.
JH North 91, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream, my friend. If you've got any questions, please shout out. I've been really, once you've tasted VR and how well it's done in X-Plane, it's hard to go back to a screen. it does ruin you a little bit. So you need to be mindful of that. It's totally fucked me up. All I want to do is fly VR. What's the weather in Sydney? Cav okay. Well, we've chosen a really good day for flying for Leroy, who's brand new to the VATSIM. So we're not going to take an alternate. We don't need one. We'll take the 30 minutes of hold fuel and compute you. Release that flight. What flight level were we? 3.8? No, 3.7. Sorry, we're heading east. East is odds. So print the flight plan. So give me a sec here, guys. I'm just getting all the paperwork together so we can brief, and then I'll export the plan and we'll get underway. So I did have to restart the sim, unfortunately. We had a looks like a dodgy Zibbo release of the 7.3 VATSIM. There we go. Vols 9104, we want to copy that one, file, beautiful, there we go. Alrighty, so that's filed. We don't need PFPX anymore, so we'll turn that guy off. Close you. Melbourne, Sydney, open up you, close you, and I think we're good. So I will connect to a Squawk Box. We're going to be VOS 9104. Click connect. I am flying the Zibbo. Yeah, we've just rolled back the Zibbo to a previous release because when I put the gear down on the approach in, the aircraft wanted to continue nosing down, and the trim moved by itself. It wouldn't. I had no control over the trim, so that was definitely a pain in the ass. Next camera, I'm going to disable you. So if we have a look here, it's looking a bit better. There we go. Look at all the virgins. Virgins everywhere. That looks good. That's what we wanted to see. Alrighty, so let me just very quickly here get our Project Fly set up. Fly now, so I'm heading, no, we're heading from YMML to YSSY. Well, I'm in the Virgin Blue, you're in the Virgin Blue, no worries. Manually enter, we're going VOS 9104, VOS 9104. We don't need to worry about any of that. Oh, Melbourne Tower just came online scheduled. Select aircraft YFC, we're not scheduled, we're charter. We'll just do that. Book and dispatch. YMML, dispatch, fly now. There we go. So we should have the information bar pop up on the top of the stream now for everyone. So we'll go ahead and get this thing turned on. So you.
Standby number 1. Melbourne Tower, username velocity 7. 8 foot. Information trailer.
So we're just going to turn those guys off for a minute. So for those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm DJ Sean. I'm a charity streamer. I do this to raise money and awareness for various charities. Once a stream, I like to play a little information video from our chosen charity. So I'll play that now while I get this guy just turned on, and I'll see you all back here in just a second. Okay, welcome back everyone. So the aircraft is now booting up quite nicely, entering in our IRS position here, so position initialization. We are in Melbourne YMML. I'm going to change a headset battery, so use found us as there, and we'll chuck you in there to Melbourne. Give me 1 second, I just need to quickly change my headset battery. Go. Ooh, I just got a work message. Sorry guys, I just got a work message. I am on call this week and I've just got a message about an on-call situation. If I can just have a second of your time guys, if you can just give me a minute or two, I will be right back. I'll see you all in just a sec. Hi guys, not great news I'm afraid. So I am on call this week and unfortunately we've got something going on that is going to take me away from simming for the next little while. So I am going to have to cut the stream short there. It looks like we won't be operating the second sector after all. I really do apologise guys, obviously work has to come first. I won't do a second stream tonight. We will be streaming tomorrow though. We're hopefully trying to get some DCS in, so flying the FA-18 and having a crack at that. It is unfortunately a bit of a reduced schedule this week, so as I'm flying away, so not great. I do apologise guys, but if you do join the Discord there you can follow the latest scheduling and you can see when the streams are happening. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I do apologise for not being able to stream this second sector. I do appreciate it, and welcome to all the new all the new followers, and I'll see you all again really soon, so bye for now.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.